Welcome on down to Major, Minor, fellow Dazzlers, and new players alike. Razzle Joestar here bringing you another Major, Minor Monday video. Woohoo! Brilliant, lovely, awesome. Anyways, for those of you who came in late, geez, where do I even begin? Last time we finally made it to the Wayfarer's Tavern, and met up with some of the peculiar characters in there, like Trish and PB and Fidget. And it turns out that there is also another fellow named Righty, who somehow met with Keela, who, for whatever reason, was brought into Terra at a different point than us. So, Righty got to him first, and they're both pretty much thinking King Velasquez is up to no good, and want to get us over on their side. I elected to join them. I'm kind of going to be working with them. I mean, I'm still traveling with the assassins, but I'm kind of, you know, in their back pocket, so to speak, of the other two people. And then we found out that Rayo and Velasquez are working together. Something about him helping Velasquez out with something, and Velasquez and Rayo are working together. Something about Rayo helping him out, and then he's gonna get Earth in exchange or some weird thing like that. And before we ended the video, we saw Riley was a bit of a scheming little rascal, and cornered the savior, and strangled him out, presumably to capture him, because he found out who we were and feels that that could be a potential piece against the king. So, now that the explanation took too long to do, let's go ahead and jump forward. Let's get going here, shall we? Where am I? And what's going on? I remember getting choked unconscious by Riley, but then why am I still conscious? I feel awake and disconnected. Like my spirit left my body or something. I'm still fully aware of my surroundings, or at least lack thereof, even though I feel disconnected from my body. Is this death? No. I feel a large rush of speed, much like the first time I was sent to Terra. This time, I am able to bear the pain more easily. Unless it subsides, I hit solid ground with a thud. First, my sense of touch returns. I'm face down on some sort of carpet. Wait, the hotel room carpet? Back on Earth? As my sense of sight returns, this fact is confirmed. What? My instincts want me to rise to my feet, but as it stands, that's currently impossible. I try to move my hands, but they're frozen stiff, and I mean it in a literal sense, I'm so cold. How long was I lying here? Did the hotel not have any heating? After a strenuous effort, I'm able to move one finger, and soon after I can move another. I focus on this until I can move all of my hand. When this is through, I have control. I then use them to push myself up, and soon after I can move my feet as well. I bring myself to a standing position. That was odd, almost like I had a defrost. I scanned the room and noticed Keela is lying on the floor. We're in the same spots as we were before. Like we hadn't moved since the news report came on. But as the sun enters the room through a nearby window... it's not night anymore. Day is broken. I rush over to his body and kneel down beside him. I give him gentle shakes while I call out his name. He's still frozen stiff, just like I was before. I start to panic and shake him even more, my voice becoming more desperate as I call out to him. After a few straight minutes of this, he starts to move. He follows the same procedure as myself, first the fingers, then the hands, and so on. Moments pass, and he stands up in confusion. What happened? Did I just... He rubs his eyes like he's waking up after a long sleep. He lets out a yawn and a stretch, utterly confused. My body is so stiff. Mine as well, but I brushed that fact aside. There are more important matters at hand. I asked Keela what we remembers about last night. Clays. I must have passed out in shock. I think it's all a blur. Please tell me that this isn't true. If he died, then what happens to us? I don't want to go home, Joshua. I must have been dreaming. Please tell me I was dreaming. He grips my shoulder and shakes me a few times. It's like he's demanding something he knows isn't real. But I can't tell him... But I can't let him live in some sort of fantasy world. He has to know the truth of what happened. And so I let him know that it was true. Clays passed away last night. He was murdered. No! I want him to come back. We have to bring him back. I'm not sure how to respond to him. It's very clear that he's in denial. And he's swimming. He starts to pace around the room talking to himself. Sure enough, it seems like he's forgotten that I'm here. But that's not the only thing he's forgotten. I realize that Clace's death is all he remembers. He doesn't mention Terra. Like it never happened. Why would he forget if I remembered? Does it have to do with me being the savior? If so, then why was he even brought at all? Collateral damage? It's very confusing, and I skipped the arc this time. I have no idea why, and I'm filled with questions. I thought I was needed in Terra to save it. I can't believe it, but I want to see that man again. I like my better name for him, which is the Arc Master. I mean, I guess that was like too long to type out, but... Or the Arcs Master, or something like that. Other than that man. Like... Isn't there someone in Guilty Gear that's just called That Man? Like, it's just That Man. Maybe this is a Guilty Gear reference. Or we could just call him the Elusive Man and just rip off Mass Effect while we're at it. How could I go about rescuing Kayleen if I'm on Earth? Something about this just doesn't add up. Especially if Kayla was right about the time difference. I'd have to get back there as soon as possible. There's no telling what could happen in my absence. I could have sworn they said it was impossible to leave. That Terra was a one-way street and I'd be stuck. Before I can get too deep into thought, my phone rings. I pick it up and instinctively greet the other end. The ringing seems to shoot Keela back into reality. I know he zones out, but that was something else. Hey there, Joshua. Jade here. Just wanted to say I'm picking you two up. I'll be there in about 5 minutes. Oh, don't turn on the TV, alright? I'm not sure if you heard the news or not, but the news is making a lot of stuff up. Better wait and talk to Singe in person. He'll be making a public statement shortly. He just wants to wait for your arrival. Anyway, that's all. See you soon. She abruptly ends the call. Didn't picture her the type to talk and drive. Things must be getting hectic on our end. Hands-free devices, homeboy. I wonder if things would get hectic for us as well. Things were starting to get complicated and unclear. I start to wonder what fate awaited Keela and myself. Hey, who is that? Before I can answer him, my phone rings again. I pull it out of my pocket. This time it's a text. But the contents of it send shivers down my spine. I'm watching you. Who could this be? Why are they saying this? Has to be some kind of prank. Well, I let Keela know that it was just Jade. I tell him she'll be here to pick us up shortly. Singe will be telling us the full story. Actually, we should already be downstairs. Alright, see you down there then. He runs off as fast as he can. I can tell he's in denial. He clearly doesn't want to talk about this, but after all that's happened, I can't blame him. Before leaving, I close all of the blinds. I guess that the text messages got the better of me. Even if it was just a joke, it would leave anyone scared. I leave the room with paranoia eating away at me. I make my way down to the lobby. As soon as I get there, I see Keela exiting the hotel. He seems to be in a hurry, scurrying away. He can run, but of course, he can't run forever. Once again, we have more brilliant lines to lead in our Philosophy of Major Minor book. I start to follow, but I quickly bump into somebody. I take a step back and apologize to the woman, but then I realize I've seen them before, under the exact same circumstances as well. You? Oh, my apologies, that was rude. I'm just surprised to see you here. Tokyo must be smaller than we think. So you're staying here too? I nod, remembering that Rook said it was expensive. If she could afford it, just who was this woman? You can call me Max. It's short for Maxine, but don't say that. It sounds strange in this day and age. I'm here for business. And let's just say, my company isn't cheap. I'm only the best when it comes to travel. The way she says it implies that she owns a company. That's definitely impressive, as she seems very young. I see you're on your way out. I'll let you get on with your busy day. I didn't mean to hold you up or anything. Perhaps if I see you again, we'll talk. We have to get more acquainted. Not just anybody can stay in this hotel. I'm sure you have a story to tell, and I have all the time in the world. She walks away from me with a smile, and as she does, she plays with the gear on her necklace. I feel like I've seen that before. It stands out to me. I change my course back to the exit. Before I can get there, my phone rings again. It's a text message, as the tone doesn't repeat. I'm extremely hesitant given what happened before, but unlike Keela, it wasn't my nature to avoid thinking, wow, okay. This time the universe will not sway in your favor, but mine. This doesn't make any sense. I can't believe it. It seems to have been written with the knowledge of my power? But I've never told anybody about my situation. Does someone on Earth know what's going on with me? I can no longer hope this is a joke. There's more at play here than I know. Someone somewhere isn't being honest with me. I exit the hotel. I meet up with Keela and we enter the limo together. I do all of this knowing that I'm being watched, and that is much heavier than it sounds. The stages of grief. We're getting ever so closer to chapter 5, which is when some stuff goes down. That's all I'm going to say. As soon as we enter, we take our seats. The first thing I notice is that we're not alone. Rather than the front, Imoi sits in the back. Cool, he's not being antisocial. But he's not alone, he's sitting with someone new. Since I've never met them, I introduced myself. I know who you are. Oh. I contemplate whether or not to offer him my hand. At first glance, he doesn't seem like the type. As I've learned, not everybody's into handshaking. You're the lucky too. That requires a lot of dedication, you know. But that is the trait I admire most. He gives a wide smile to Kayla and myself. He offers his hand. I guess I was wrong. I accept, and he leads it with a firm grasp. Kayla, however, does not receive it. I let this man know that Kayla is in shock, especially after the events that happened last night. I understand. It must not be easy. By the way, you can call me a Charon. I was hired to ensure your safety. I'm told that you will learn more shortly. I'll refrain from giving anything away. He reclines back in his chair with a relieving sigh. So we have someone to protect us now. That's awesome! Suddenly I'm not as worried about those text messages. He looks equipped enough to take on any trouble. But I still feel sorry for Keela, he's acting odd. I'm sure given time he'd come around. At this point, Jade starts a limo up and drives away. I'm not sure how long it will be till we arrive. So from what I can tell, I'm being watched, but this person seems to know about my power. That perplexes me because I thought it was a secret. In fact, I've never told a single soul about the Ark. Maybe I wasn't the only one who'd been to the Ark. There was more to this and I just needed to know. Hopefully I would learn more as the day progressed. And with our Charon to protect us, I'd be safe. I take a deep breath and close my eyes. At this point, Inoue breaks the silence. Hey, I have a question, Joshua. What's 75 multiplied by 110? A woman asked me earlier and I don't know. Whoa. I was not in a good state for mental math. And no matter what, that's just an odd thing to ask. Maybe we found the silence in the limo a little awkward. It's 8,250 in Malay. Really? Yeah, absolutely. That's so cool. You're smart. My big brother used to help me with this, but he's just so busy all the time. It's quite nice of your brother. I'd like to meet him in a way. It was Clay's. Aww. That sucks. I'm sorry. My apologies. No, I have an idea. You could take over and teach me math. The teachers always said it was important. It could save your life, they told me. It can, actually. I suppose that's true. We'll have to see what happens. There's a lot on the table now. I'm looking forward to Singe's speech. The silence will be broken by an official. He's the most qualified to speak about this. Singe is really smart. He knows what to say to make people happy. Maybe he can help make me happy. Oh my god. That's sad. Well, I mean, his brother just died, so of course he's going to be a little heavy on the dour side, but I'm just like, stop. This was the thing. Those were one of the things that kind of like drew me into the game too, was that I kind of picked up on these like little gut punches that were going on here, and I'm just like, oh wow, you know, like I feel like there's some real weight to these characters. It's just conveyed in a really lacking format. Like, go back and anybody who's watching this, jump back and go watch a Winds of Change video and note how the characters are done there. I feel like they're done way better in that game than they are in this game. Like, I can tell that these are like characters that Clays wants to write to have like some real weight and what else am I trying to say? Make them more, you know, believable or whatever, but not everyone's first attempt is a winner, I guess. Yeah, it's never easy losing a loved one, but I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. Not while you're by my side, Inoue. He reaches over and rubs the top of Inoue's head. His hair gets messed up, but he enjoys it. A wide smile appears on his previously sad face. Okay, now that makes me happy. I was scared for all of our safety. I was worried we'd be next or something. Not on my watch, okay? Everybody will be fine. He smiles again like everything is completely fine. Karen was really nice through his cold exterior. I felt bad for judging him at a first glance earlier, and Imoue seemed like he'd be fun to hang around with. Before he can continue talking, the limo stops. This wasn't as all right as I expected. Oh yeah, Inoue was trying to get out of the limo, but our Charon stops him. Not now, Inoue. Please let me go first. It'd be rude to expose you to danger. You make sure the coast is clear, okay? Wow, what a gentleman. He's definitely good at what he does. A few moments pass and he waves us all out. I'm glad the coast is clear, danger-free. Anyway, scoots out first, and after that I follow behind. Kayla seems like he's still lost in his own little world, but eventually he follows, as expressionless as a ghost. Outside, we're greeted to the side of our home base. Whoa, whoa. Oh wait, no, that's Mother Base. I guess this is where we'd spend most of our time. It looks beautiful, with a complex modern design. Yes! As soon as we take some steps, Savinia is upon us. They're countless in their numbers. It appears as if they're trying to block our entry. They hold their microphones out, wanting answers. It's the Lucky Two! Hey, that's the news reporter from last night. He's the one who reported the death of Clays. Contest winners, we need to talk. There's some allegations going around. They say this is just for publicity. Joshua, do not engage the press. They'll try to scare you into talking. But legally, they can't get in our way. Just keep walking and they'll move. That is, if they want to keep their careers. And their cameras. I'm known to throw cameras when they get into people's faces too much. Sounds like something a dirty man would do. He glares at Fukumoto as he says those last few words. Perhaps I'll ask again later. He slowly backs away and blends into the crowd. The crowd must have intimidated him into submission, and wanted to keep his camera active. But it wasn't for the best. But it was for the best, and I'm thankful. I wouldn't have known what to do on my own. Follow me, and do not engage. Singe will tell you the truth of things. You don't want to say something stupid. I nod. I find his counsel invaluable. They keep walking, and I make sure Kayla isn't told. Inway is following us as well, completely unfazed. He must be used to the limelight by now. Being Clace's brother, he'd get lots of attention. I look back at the limo. A large crowd blocks Jade's attempts to leave. I feel sorry for her. She's stuck with the press. Not used to all these eyes on you, eh? Not at all. As soon as he says that, it hits me. A sense of anxiety starts to rise within me. If I was being watched, it could be anybody here. I ask if he can walk faster, but then I get another text message. I pull out my phone with extreme apprehension. I'm unable to display a calm composure. I'm sure I could play it off as fear of the crowd. The crowd has no idea what's happening on my end. Worried, aren't you? Good. Okay. Now it's clear I'm being followed. Now they're close enough to see my worry as well. I scanned my surroundings, but everyone was watching me. They certainly picked a perfect time to watch. I'd never be able to tell who was in this crowd. I start to panic and cling closer to Akaron. I gave him a gentle nudge, pushing him to move faster. He seems to take my signal and thankfully obeys. It isn't much longer until we get inside. We're good with the illusion of safety. I take a large breath as soon as we get inside. For some reason, it feels like I'm safe. It's odd how one door can make such a difference. Everybody scurries away as soon as we get inside. The windows are dim, so it's not too bright, but this bodes well for someone in my situation. If I was being watched, I couldn't do it now. I stand relieved in the lobby with Arkaron and Keela. You did a good job out there. You did a good job out there. You were overwhelmed, but that's normal. You handled yourselves admirably. Thanks. If only he knew why I was actually worried. Actually, perhaps I should tell him. He'd be the last person I want to hide this from. And probably know exactly how to respond. I'll wait till I can talk to him in private. I want you two to wait right here. I'll go find out where Singe is. Do me a favor and don't wander. He walks towards what I assume is the reception desk. I turn to Keela and ask him if he's okay. So far, it's been impossible to get a read on him. I know he's prone to zoning out, but this isn't real. I'm good, just overwhelmed. I mean, what are the odds of this? Nothing has gone our way since we got here. We'll get involved with the media now. They'll probably even dig up our pasts. I'm not really cool with that, Joshua. Luck is definitely not on our side. He's right. This is supposed to be luxurious. Our every dream was expected to become a reality. Saying this hasn't happened isn't an understatement. It went south in almost every way imaginable. I tell Kayla everything will be okay, although I don't know who I'm trying to convince. There's a lot more on my plate with the fate of Terra, so I simply say we should wait till we talk to Singe. Yeah, you're right. He turns away and starts to inspect the lobby. Oh, hey. I'm sorry to skip text again because I'm just kind of like trying to get through things faster. That's why I'm kind of like, I think I mentioned this in a previous video, but if I start skipping text and I go silent, it's okay. I'm trying to get through things faster, as I just said earlier. But what I'll do is I'll make sure to leave a couple seconds, so even if I'm going through the text fast, you'll have enough time to like pause and read what is being said. But I'm not going to skip any character dialogue. Hello, Fukumoto here. I've been lucky enough to snag an interview right here in the streets of Akihabara. This is very spontaneous, people. Sorry for any background noise, but I think you'll enjoy our guest. This guy seems to get around, and there are no other news reporters in Japan? She arrived in Tokyo a few weeks ago, but she's been under scrutiny ever since. Well, we're here for the real story. And we'll get it from the woman herself. Everybody welcome Maxine Armstrong, the CEO of Armstrong Incorporated. It's my pleasure to be here, Fukumoto-san. It's that woman I've run into multiple times, didn't think she was special enough for her own report. But it was not unknown. Maxine came. Please, call me Max. Very well, Max. You came here from the United States, but nobody knows the real reason why. This has made a lot of people uneasy, given the nature of your business. Chemical and explosive weaponry, right? Some would say you deal in war. That's actually incorrect, Fukumoto. Armstrong Incorporated desires protection. We sell an item that is useless on its own. Our products are a security measure, and any other use is the buyer's fault. We provide a means, not anything else. We have a very thorough selection process. Clients are all given mental health exams. Alright. We ensure that the client is fit, you see. The tabloids always exaggerate things, but you're no stranger to that yourself. We want protection for everyone, not war. Many of our clients are government suits, but celebrities are within our realm too. If a weapon goes off, it's only to protect. It's easy to make it sound like I'm bad, but the weapons I sell guarantee safety. It's not my fault they are misused. Oh, I see. Thanks for explaining. That's an admirable mission statement. Your parents would be proud of you, Max. But can you understand the unease? Some people are scared of your presence, especially since you're keeping secrets. But now Japan is your audience. Do you have anything to say? Something to put us at ease? Unfortunately, I do not. My purpose here is confidential. However, no harm will come to your citizens. My presence here should put you at ease. I offer the most advanced products possible. I could even stop these midnight deaths. There you have it, folks. Max is here to stop the murders. That's... If you think the game is exaggerating, that's pretty much what they do. You can pretty much go to like almost any time any official of anything speaks, and some buddy somewhere is gonna do that exact kind of spin. That's not what I said. That's all we have time for today, but rest easy, we're all safe. Armstrong is here for a noble purpose. This is Fukumoto signing off. Wow, I wasn't realized I was watching Tucker Carlson tonight. For those of you a fan of the other person, don't worry. I have a Rachel Maddow joke in the back of my head somewhere. No hate. I just make jokes wherever I can. Well, that was pretty heavy. I've heard of Armstrong Incorporated before, but this was my first time hearing about its owner. I would never have thought that was her. Not to talk about it if I see her again. She did express interest at getting to know me better. I see that our Carol is on his way back. Hopefully now we get to meet with Singe. I was dying to hear an official statement about this. I'll wait on the next move as I walk towards my friends. Hey, thanks for staying put, you two. The conference won't start for a while yet, so we can go pass some time upstairs. Renting this place must be expensive. Singe pockets go pretty deep, it seems. Well, anyways, I guess we should go. Those people outside are really loud. A headache is the last thing I want. It should be more quiet upstairs. He starts walking towards the stairs. Me and Keela follow without question. If he was our protection, we need to stay close. Oh shoot, I clicked too fast. Sometimes I don't know, like, if that's the last line in dialogue. It's quieter up here, just like Ekron would hope. He presses his back against the wall and watches us. Then he scouts around, looking from left to right. He definitely has a good vantage point from there. Kayla leaves my side as well and tries to find a seat. Eventually, he situates himself in a nice leather chair. I see a lot of familiar faces around this room. Rook is using his tablet, Inmu is pacing around. But then I see some not so familiar faces, although I feel like I recognize them from TV. It's almost like everybody important in the class was here. Maybe they were just as clueless as I was about this. I guess I wasn't the only one who wants some answers. It wasn't long before Rook looks up from his tablet. He notices me and starts to walk in my direction. I wonder how he was handling all of this. Hey Joshua, nice to see you made it. I'm assuming that new guy is our Charon. Too bad the latest guard just ran off. Ran off? What do you mean by that? Anyway, no beating around the bush. You're here, so you must know the truth. Last night, Clace was murdered. He says it in such an emotionless way. It's hard for me to tell if this has even bothered him. Instead of prying, I tell him that I did know the truth. I saw Fukumoto reporting live on TV last night. Oh, Fukumoto. I hate that guy. He stretches the truth almost every time. You like red, you're a communist. I have no idea how he got that job. He twists words like the tabloids. I'm surprised he works for a real station. That's true. I did see his interview with Max. I let Rook know he tried to interview me as well. He mentioned that this was all publicity stunt. Of course he'd mention that. Listen, don't take him seriously. You'll learn that pretty quickly in Tokyo. But the general population loves him. Honestly, I'm not able to see why. He's just a sham, a sensationalist. It was harshly worded, but it had some wisdom. Singe's getting ready. It shouldn't be much longer. Maybe you should get to know the crew. Everyone is still shocked, of course, but some friendship might help them. Uniting is what we need to do right now. Rook turns his head and knows someone approaching. It's a fox with a guitar, and he steps with purpose. I guess a rocker is a fine place to start. He's definitely a knowledgeable man. Wait, a compliment from Rook? Wow, it must be my birthday. When you shift character voices while doing one character. Don't flatter yourself. Hey, you're the one that said it. He bows to Rook as a gesture of respect. He then does the same to me, wearing a large smile. Sorry, I'm not one for shaking hands. With much respect, it's my pleasure. I'm Rocker. Nice to meet you, Joshua. I hesitantly give him a bow and introduce myself too. Oh, my. Saikei? Joshua, I don't deserve that. Come on, Rocker, not now. I need to make his day any worse. This is very important, though. Joshua, that was an incorrect bow. You went far too low just now. A bow like that is for an apology, or for addressing someone of status. And I mean, exceptionally high status. Furthermore, your back was bent as well. You should always try to keep it straight. A crooked bow can be seen as disrespectful. Try and remember this simple fact. To most, a 15-degree bow is fine. Around here, it's called an ishaku. It's meant for equals. I don't mean to brag on you, but I hate for you to offend somebody. Well, this is my signal to leave. I don't need one of your famous lectures. I've heard way too much about Japan now. Rick is a very crooked and low bow. Wow. As if to mock the entire lesson Rocker just did. I'm surprised he didn't scare you away. If I were you, I would have run. He can be really rude without knowing it. He thinks he's joking or something, but always comes off as crass. He's not the best at social interaction. Regardless of my feelings about Rook, it was true. In fact, Rocker's lesson was refreshing. He did it to legitimately inform me about bows. Nothing, not to judge or berate me as Rook would always do. I think I'm gonna try giving him the bow he explained. 15 degrees with a straight back. You catch on fast, I like that. We'll get along just fine then. I know we have spare time before the speech. If you want to hang out, feel free. Of course, you'll be meeting Shock too. When it says Shock, it becomes clear. Shock and Rocker were Clace's lead guitarists. They performed some of the most legendary solo. Who's the bassist? Do we not get to see the bassist? Is this like a joke about how like nobody cares about the bassist? Also, where's the drummer too? Maybe they just hire like session musicians for that. I've heard lots of their music and it was awesome, but here he was talking to me so casually. If I knew who he was at first, I would have panicked. But both Rocker and Rook had a very good point. I had some time to waste before Singe's speech began, and there are so many interesting people to meet. I'd love to get to know each and every one of them. Well, I know Rook and Keela good enough, but our cat was still a mystery, as was Inoue, and Shock and Rocker were quite enticing as well. Hanging out with the Rockstar would be awesome. Unfortunately, I couldn't hang out with all of them. I stay in place contemplating my next actions. Yes. Ooh. Who should I hang out with to pass time? Let's go with Shock and Rocker. I say go spend some time with Shock and Rocker. This is what I won the contest for after all. The ability to spend time with celebrities. Given the nature of these murders, I should probably get it while I can. Even though the situation was less than ideal. What was that? Anyways, I'd like to actually hear what they have to say. They're certainly close to Clace. Rocker seemed like he was holding up okay, but I'm wondering what Shock was taking all this. I was also hoping they might play me some songs, but given the circumstances, I highly doubt it. And Cactus Jack keeps playing Rainbow Six Siege. As I walk towards him, I make eye contact with Akira. He nods at me before resuming his lookout. It wasn't long before I make it to Shock and Rocker. However, I seem to retreat upon an argument. Excuse me. Oh! You're talking nonsense, Rocker. Why don't you think before you speak? No offense, but it makes you look stupid. It makes perfect sense, man. You're just too daft to understand. You're calling me stupid. No more than you've already done to me. You should know how smart I am. Clay's lead guitarists can't be dumb. They take a certain level of intelligence. But I'm his lead guitarist, not you. They both take deep breaths and turn to greet me. So you're the fanboy, eh? Shock. You're not a fanboy. They're our honored guest. Yeah, right. How much did you spend on Popstar? You must be quite the rabid fan. Look at all that blind devotion. Shock, don't be rude. That's true when you think about it, Rocker. We earned our spot beside Clace, right? We didn't buy a red carpet to walk in. What's up with this guy? Clace was a person like anybody else. You can't buy his attention, Joshua. Well, you do make a good point, Shock. I apologize on his behalf, however. He's prone to believing he's always right. This isn't what he really meant to say. He appreciates your devotion to Clace. Him and Shock were childhood friends. Childhood friends? I guess it goes deeper than I thought. Shock doesn't seem to be too affected by the murder. In fact, he seemed like an all-around jerk. He also looks like a Final Fantasy character, almost. And I'll apologize for my own actions. You walked in on an argument between us. It's rare I get heated up. It's true. Rocker isn't one for arguing. Hearing him raise his voice is rare. In fact, I forgot what our fight was about. We were talking about living on after death, specifically how I think it's possible. You mean like zombies? No, you blockhead. Let me explain it this way. I know Rocker wouldn't talk like that. Maybe we can convince Joshua. Great. I love hearing things twice. Well, if you'll let me begin, there's no need to be a jerk about it. Alright, go on then. Well, I know Clace is gone and all, but it's possible for him to live on, especially in his possessions and art. Shock seems to think that death is final. A little hypocritical, if you ask me. He's been chugging Popstar all day. Some of those are likely going to inflate. Not for the reason we would want, of course. Stars are given lots of post-humorous coverage. It's kind of like Michael Jackson. Everybody would make fun of him, and then he died, and all of a sudden everybody cared about him. Or any general musician. All of a sudden, everybody becomes their biggest fans. His challenge is to think that Clace is gone. He will live on in so many ways. I disagree entirely. Clace is gone for sure. All that stuff is superficial. Then what about his albums? People will be buying them in droves. Previously recorded albums, you mean? Clace will never sing live again. All that's left is memories of the past. But you can... Alright there, fellow Dazzlers and new players alike. Sorry about that, I had a little bit of a technical difficulty with my microphone. I didn't realize until after the video was recorded that the sound cut off for the microphone. But I decided to just let the video play out, and you guys get to experience the game as you normally would experience it without all the voices and whatnot. Also, I had to leave it in there as kind of an in-joke for my channel. The first time I streamed Major Minor, I didn't realize that my microphone wasn't working. So I went halfway into the first stream without any voice. So it's just kind of a funny, almost sort of funny how fate, just the setup of fate, am I right? So, hopefully you guys enjoyed that despite my little mishaps, and remember to rate, comment, and subscribe if you like the video. If you subscribe and become one of my Dazzlers, that's my endearing name for my lovely subscribers, make sure to ring that bell. You'll become what's known as a ringling Dazzler, which lets you be notified whenever I upload videos, because I tend to throw things up whenever I feel like it. I mean, you know, we can count on Major Minor Monday, but you never know when I'll put something random up, like the PsychoCon video. That's kind of just something I did randomly on my own. And if you guys enjoy what I'm doing, don't forget there is a Ko-fi if you guys want to throw out a donation, or there's also Patreon as well. I know I don't have anything cool going on for Patreon, but if you guys got any ideas of cool like rewards or whatever you'd like to see for that, let me know. We're very open ideas here on Nicolini and Friends. We're not a closed box, so we're totally down with hearing feedback from you guys and going based off of that. So, without being out of the way, my name is Razzle Joe Star. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next spin of fate. Take care, everybody. See ya.